Good morning, guys. How we doing? Yo, 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 yo. I'll go over everything in a little bit. Just kind of wait for the chat to fill up a little bit more, and I'll go talk about what's in the books, right? It's all good. It's all good, baby. We knew that this is a scenario that was likely to happen, so it's nothing new. It's all part of the play, guys. These are the patterns that are coming up. So this is current pattern here from December. We have October, August, and then June. So they're laid out here for you for the next cycle that's playing out next week. So that's exciting. Too much fear in the community right now, guys. We gotta chill. Everybody's gotta chill. We're here to have fun, okay? Emotions aside. Yes, Little Rico said it right there. We're having some fun. All right? Positive vibes. That's what this channel's about. Positive vibes. Make sure you leave a like if you're feeling good, okay? Or if you're feeling bad. It doesn't matter. We're going to feel good today. That's all that matters. We're going to feel fucking good. All right? Hello, RWK. Hello, Pumpy. Hello, Mr. Minds. Hello, Ammo. Hello, Derek Rose. Hello, Little Rico. Hello, Daddy Duke. Thank you, thank you. Hello, Deborah. Hello. Yeah, I think next week is going to be dope, in my opinion. I had said that if we do have a bearish case for the week, that I was looking at the $18 level. Right now we're at $19.50, but it's very possible that towards the end of the day, they will slam it down just because of the current outlook of it. It's I'm not giving a prediction or anything, but we are not, in the short term, looking very bullish. So next week, it's likely that we will start to go up, in my opinion. Not financial advice. We're going to take a look at another chart that is basically giving us these price actions that are happening here. Dave tweeted me yesterday and was like, "Hey, dude, like, how we looking, man, on Doge? Like, is it still tracking? Like, what does it mean that it's going up now?" And there is a correlation, believe it or not, between these meme stocks and crypto. There really is, and I'm gonna show you. It's really interesting. How's the volume, by the way? Is music good and voice channel good? Let me know in the comments. Oh, I'm sorry, not Monday. I meant Tuesday. I keep forgetting, man, that it's Martin Luther King. I'm sorry. Yeah, Tuesday. Volume good. Thank you, Amo. Thank you. Yes, we're going to be looking at something very interesting, guys, so stay tuned, okay? Can I turn AMC volume up? That's awesome. Help me. Bruh, that's dope. I'll cover it for some people that are in here just because it's already been 10 minutes, but I'll go ahead and start covering this. So yesterday, Dave wanted to, he was curious to see what was going on here, right, with AMC's 2020 and Doge. And obviously Doge is going up right now. And you can see it from two different ways. You can see it from yesterday. I posted on Twitter that when these fractals come in, basically are floating throughout space, and that specific fractal hasn't changed in size because it's just like hovering over space like this, right? So what happens is once you reach a black hole, so one could say the black hole started right here on this spike. What happens is you stretch along the way and then you compress very, very quickly. On Twitter, I posted this. I was like, what happens when you get into a black hole? You start stretching along the way and then you compress. So you get larger and then you compress. So what happens is you get this entire section right here basically crunched in to what's happening back here. It's the algorithm could choose that at any given point, and this is why if you were here yesterday on the stream, you saw Bitcoin literally play out this entire fractal until my guy, who was it, Mac and Bees, had said to take that pattern and then compress it in, which was exact, right? It's like it's the same thing happening here with Doge. Very, very similar thing here with Doge. So, like, if you think about it, all we got to do is take this pattern right here, this section. Where is it? And this is what I posted on Twitter, okay? You can think of it as like a black hole, right? And the black hole is right here. So as it's basically, as time is moving by, right? As time is moving by, this starts to get stretched in, and then it compresses. So as it's compressing, it's basically making this fractal right here happen a lot earlier than it's supposed to. So it ate up all this volume, basically. Ate up all this part of the fractal. Because you can see it's like the same thing. And this is just one piece to the puzzle, right? If we zoom out on the macro level, you can see all of the movements are the same for Doge and AMC. Welcome, guys. Anybody that just came in the chat, welcome. You kiss Lily. No, I'm not. I'm not jumping on any bandwagon. The thing is, I haven't made any predictions as to when I think it's going to happen. The first scenario that I posted was that was something that I was waiting for because of the cycle that's playing out. I base all my scenarios off of options, the cycle, very, very strategically put in place. I'm not just gonna give you a date and just predict that date for no apparent reason. I use technicals, cycles, options, everything, man. I'm very, very serious about stuff like this. I'm not going to give you guys something like random, man. That ain't what this is about. Yeah, in this channel, all we do is chill, okay? This is good vibes, all right? We're not here to spread any FUD or be freaking afraid of what's going on. Like, bring your mom, bring your dad, whatever, bro. Bring your brother, your sister. We're here to have a good fucking time, all right? That's what this channel is about. It's about having a good time, baby. 369, Camellia. Thank you, man. I love you. Oh shit, oh shit. Yeah. Little Rico. Yeah. Smash that like. Oh yeah, smash that like. If you like this channel, smash that like. Good vibes, yeah. That means Doom. Thank you. So yeah, this is something I just wanted to show you real quick, but I'm gonna show you the macro level just so you guys know what I'm talking about here. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this, and this is where it gets interesting, because I had said yesterday on Twitter, and I was like, AMC is following this very strategically, in the sense that, so let's go here, let's see what chart I was using. Okay, it might have been actually this one, Doge. Lost out of love once again. So if we take just the AMC chart right now, okay, all we gotta do is obviously we're gonna compare it to the Doge, right? What I use is a Doge market cap. It's gonna be the most accurate when it comes to like these larger price ups and downs. So it's just a better picture. So we're gonna use the same a new price scale, and this is, you guys got to pay attention to this, because this is where it's very, very interesting. Okay. And if you guys want to clip this, go right ahead. It's gonna blow your minds. We got AMC up here, we got Doge down here, and this is the current charts, right? So this is what I took away from basically understanding the current cycle that AMC is in versus the cycle that Doge is in. And what do we do here? We're able to use basically Doge's leverage to understand AMC's price action and why it's moving down, why it's moving up. This is like perfect, bro. It's perfect. Watch this. I need a highlighter, and let's change the song, because this is like very chill, but like I want something a little bit more, yeah, a little bit more pumpy up, right? Okay. I'm gonna be highlighting these price actions that are bullish. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight those blue, and stay with me, all right? Blue price actions. You spot them with me? All right, I'm gonna highlight the ones that you can clearly see right now. Okay, we're gonna focus on just these, and then we're gonna move to the other ones. So I'm also gonna be highlighting the bearish ones, which are going to be red, obviously. So any price action going down, and the ones you can clearly see. So this one right here, this one right here, this one right here, this one right here. Okay, so we'll stick with these right now, and then if you guys want to ask any questions about this, just let me know. So just by looking at these, what I was able to sort of gather here is that these follow obviously a specific algorithm, in the sense that Doge comes up and then AMC comes up. I'm gonna circle these for you so you know what I'm talking about. All right. So we're gonna use the brush here, this right here. Oh, let's make this blue again. So we're gonna do the price action up, okay? This is 8 days after this happened. This is 8 days after that happened. This is going to be as well. I believe if you can say this is 8 days or 12, based off of the timeline that I drew here. Right here, right here, right here, right here, right here, or I'm sorry, right here, right here. So what is this telling me? This is telling me that there is a correlation between the price action of Doge going up and then a couple days later AMC could going up. And this doesn't mean that if we come up now, we're going to squeeze or anything. No, but it is following some sort of algorithm in the sense that Doge is ahead. Doge is tracking ahead. We see the same thing happen on the way down. So we go ahead and take the red pattern now. We have this right here, right? And this is a giant version basically of that. So it's also going to be, this is a more, this one didn't take as much time as the other ones, but it's straight down, and this one is larger version of that straight down. So right here, right here, right here, right here, this, 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 this. Are you starting to see the correlation? Because it's very much there, okay? And this is a reason why I believe that there is obviously correlation between the two, and to me this is already like almost like a bullish signal. Something else that you guys can use as I don't know, as not a way to confirm that anything's going to happen, but definitely be skeptical about it, because if it's been repeating itself in the in the past, then I don't know. You can just assume whatever you want, man. But I've been definitely kind of excited about this, because they're like, bro, very much there. So that's the price correlation between the two guys. The upward and downward movements are basically tracking. Doge is ahead. We go back to Doge's chart. Right here. Obviously we got, this is Doge and Doge. So let's take that guy out. There we go. Yeah, so this is AMC 2020. And you can say the cycle is almost like shifting over into to what was the past, right? So it's Doge is tracking ahead to what was, the AMC run-up back in 2020. So it's a very, very interesting approach, guys. Just kind of waiting to see what happens. But dude, if next week we start to get a run-up around on the 4-day, 8-day mark, you'll know why. You'll know exactly why. And like I said, don't take this as we're gonna squeeze next week or anything. But the price movements to the upside are what I'm talking about. Is that we might get that reversal, start to get that reversal soon, because we are tracking what is the crypto movements, and Doge specifically, just running a little bit behind in that. So I would say maybe next week on Tuesday, Wednesday, we would start to see that movement to the upside, in my opinion. Yo. What's up, guys? Rico Lefty here to take care of everybody. Love that, man. I hope he's having a good time. Welcome, guys. Anybody that just joined the chat, welcome. Good vibes only in this chat. Good vibes. So we're going to focus now on the intraday chart of AMC. Let's see where we're at, okay? Yeah, we're in this ugly pattern, but so anybody into like patterns, can you guess where this pattern is from? Like just by looking at it, can anybody guess where you start to see this pattern play out? I'll give you guys like 5 minutes to give your opinions on this. If anybody's really into patterns, take a guess. It's not going to be the most perfect pattern, but this pattern is definitely found within the cycle. And people are saying December, August, after the June run-up. Okay. Look at that, elephants in the chat. Dwayne. I'll give you guys another 3 minutes. Just curious to see if anybody knows. Like I said, it won't be the most perfect pattern, but it does have that similar structure in the way that it plays out. What is March 2020, November 2020? Interesting. Okay. Tomorrow. Oh, João Martinez said tomorrow. Oh, somebody might have got it. Alright, but... Oh, yep, there it is. Pink pattern. Yeah, so this is very similar to what is the green and the pink pattern, the projector pattern, where you get that up movement. Typically, this second spike is going to be larger. So it'll look a little bit more like this. These are two flips, so it'll look a little bit more like that. That's the pink pattern and the green pattern for you, so... a lot of the times, remember, with the fractal theory, in the sense that you have, I don't know how well I'm going to put this, but just pretend there's a circle floating through space like that, and this is terrible. But just pretend that the structure of the circle hasn't changed until a specific date, right? Like we're coming to Monday, right? That's where the projector is. So once we hit, or Tuesday, I'm sorry, the 18th, once we start to get closer and closer to the 18th, this starts to like grow like this. And then the pattern itself becomes something else. It starts to get bigger or smaller as it starts approaching that next fractal. And that's why fractals are very hard to predict. In the way that they look, and sometimes they don't complete the overall pattern. So you have to sort of stop it at a specific point. So yeah, it's very, very interesting in that way. But I don't know, this has me thinking like, well, if we're playing out the projector pattern right now on a smaller scale, then maybe we are approaching a black hole now that we're going into the next cycle. It's just a thought. It's very interesting to think about it that way. We are getting a run. Oh, Amy, what are you doing? Why are you teasing me? Amy, what are you doing? What are you doing, Amy? Amy wants all the elephants. Give her some love. What up, Welsie? Wesley. Elephants in the chat. Oh wow, we are bouncing back, baby. Hey, I love it. What's it gonna be, boy? What's it gonna be? Dynamic ops. This is psychedelic music. We're in space. Love it, love it, love it. Man, that was something else. Okay. Well, yeah, let's keep an eye on her, man. We're still having fun, so, until she starts going down. Until, I mean, maybe. Probably not, though. We'll see. She's starting to come back. She wants to come back, in my opinion.
I think you understand. We hide inside ourselves.
Look at that. She's so beautiful. But yeah, it's this guy right here. Little projector pattern. Let's go ahead and copy you. The hell is it?
Sometimes you're all alone, even when I hold your hand. You know I understand.
See, obviously a little different version of the green pattern. Might look a little bit more like that pink pattern, but basically what this indicates is, right, we could come down here and then eventually come up. So I don't know. I don't know what they have in store as far as how far they're gonna bring this down. If they're gonna bring it down to 18, then like I said, I would be expecting this. I don't know. If we towards the end of the day, if they do some bullshit like this, then I think we're gonna come back like that, and that'll be the ultimate. That was very, very bad. Something like that. I don't know. I think the bottom, realistically, man, it's really, really, really hard to tell right now. And I don't want to give any crazy predictions, but that doesn't look that bad, man. Like what I just drew, it would be a very quick, like almost like like once they bring it down here, it's gonna be really hard for anybody keeping track on AMC to be able to buy very quickly, because they're gonna think that it's gonna keep going lower, and in my opinion, they're gonna psych them out and just freaking take this thing all the way up. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek at the current cycle. And welcome anybody that just came in the chat. Hello. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you're having an awesome day. Even though AMC is a tease and has been a tease for the past 2 months. Well, actually the past 6. But you know what I mean. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. Track it from the 12th at 3. All right, inverse patterns. What are we doing? Inverse patterns playing out right now. Yep, we are playing an inverse pattern right now, which is quite interesting because going into Monday, we start to get what is this green pattern. If you just hover this right here, this is what the June, it's supposed to be at 3, I don't know what happened there. Or I'm sorry, not June. This is the May pattern. This is the July. So this would be following basically what's happening back here. This would be the next pattern. And it won't be tracking the original cycle because that's what May 13 is, but it would be following this portion right here of the red. So if we go ahead and extend this guy, see how they're all bullish, right? They all go up. This one went up. This one went up. These two went down. Okay. So, well, this one traded sideways, but this is December back here. December. And then this is October. See how much these look alike? These two are like literally perfect, man. I don't know. Right now we're tracking inverse, so it seems like whatever really happens, it might be like sideways on Tuesday, and then I'm telling you, man, towards Wednesday, Thursday, this thing is going to probably turn around, and at that point, we're gonna get that like spring action and then come up. We'll see, though. What's up? What's up? How you guys doing? Oh, yeah. I don't think this is gonna happen, by the way. I'm not predicting this price action. I'm just giving you a scenario. This is one of them. I'll give you another one. I'll make it. That would be kind of cool, actually. If I was able to give you guys like little scenarios here as to what might happen intraday, as far as the price action goes. We could be neutral, man. My overall stance for the week was Ivy Crush, and that's exactly what happened. They crushed the hell out of Ivy, man. They crushed it. So we're gonna have to. I'm telling you, this week was very, very important for me, and I'm sure for anybody else tracking AMC. But it's really going to shape up what AMC is going to look like in the future. I'll have a better, way to analyze AMC after this, because we're still, like I said, we haven't broken really out of this, necessarily broken out of this double bottom, even though we did hit 1950. It's still a good place to bounce up and be fine. If we did go lower, it would just be a wedge, man. It would be a descending wedge, and that's still like very bullish to me. It's still extremely bullish, because like, look at this, man. The way this is closing up, at some point, even if we come down here to 18 very quickly, candle patterns will basically, they won't necessarily reflect on a line pattern, because that's the moving average. So a lot of the times you'll get these like longer candlesticks that are shown, but to me they kind of ignore the whole technical analysis aspect of things, because it's just that one specific candle. It's very quick. It's a very quick spring action. So in my opinion, it's just going to, I don't know, man. Even if it comes down here, it's going to bounce very quickly. So we'll see. We'll see. Oh no. Trading view, stop. No. There we go. So that's one scenario right there. There's another scenario that can happen, which is that we just start bouncing back, man. Like, we just, that 1950 was the bottom, and we just start bouncing back. But let's see what that would look like. I mean, if that was the case, I would say, let's go to the 15-minute real quick. Say we start to get some sideways trading action, and then just starting to go up like that. Neutral case, bearish case. Whoa. Let's do a bullish case too. I don't know, man. This is really, really hard to tell. I almost don't want to give that out. Look at this. That's what it looks like to me, and that just makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense for us to, like, for them to just maybe just quickly bring it down to this 18 and then bounce back. That was my bearish scenario. That was my bearish scenario, man. So I just don't want to just pretend like everything's gonna be okay, because that's not what this is about. Like I said, on the macro, I'm very, very bullish. On the short term, I'm going to be very, very realistic with you in that sense. And right now, we are in a downtrend, but it's going to be a quick one, okay? It's going to be a quick one, in my opinion. I don't think they can take this down anymore, as much as people think, at least. The people that are freaking out about going to like $10, like, dude, chill the fuck out, bruh. What's up? What's up, Kyo Kim? What's up, man? Bah. I don't know. We extended this guy right here like that. See, it doesn't look as pretty. If you go like this, that looks like a very short. This doesn't even look like a wedge. It looks like a, yeah, that looks like nothing. This looks like a descending wedge. This would just make the most sense. Just bring it down real quick to 18 and bounce up. 1850, man. 1820, whatever. 1820 and just bounce it right up. What's good, Dude Pro X? What's up, man? How you doing? No way, I pronounced that correctly? Dude. Awesome. Hell yeah. Love it, man. Oh, Tickles, man. Thank you. Appreciate you. Love you, man. Yeah, dude, no problem, man. I'm glad I got that right. It definitely is a tease halfway. It's definitely a tease for sure. But you know what? As the spring can only be sprung in so much, right? It's getting really tight. That's all I gotta say. Dude Pro X, awesome, man. Hope you have a dope day in class, man. Keep your head up. Love you. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it, man. Happy to make anybody in here feel better, and ditto. You guys make me feel awesome. So this is a nice energy in this community here. You guys are always welcome. Ask any questions you'd like, or any statements or whatever. It's awesome. Wow. I'm curious to see something real quick, just because your boy's curious. Remember, the green pattern is a reflection of the run-ups. Okay, so this happens right here, and it also happens up here on the peak of the run-up. So these are all fractals that are basically morphing into each other as they happen, which is very. Oh, let me just copy this thing real quick. Only means one thing if you look at it from on the micro. It doesn't mean, and I've said this before, it doesn't mean that we're gonna play out the run up by all means, guys. It just means that however the fractal wants to speed up the process, or if it wants to slow it down or whatever, it's a very hard guessing game. But the thing that happens is, remember, like, these fractals get deleted basically along the way if they ever cross that black hole, and that happens literally all the fucking time. So it's really hard to predict something like this. But the indicator here is not watching whether this is going to play out or not. It's watching where it lines up, right? Because if we look at this from a cycle perspective, this specific pattern is running into what is the next projector, which, if you think about it, that's a good indicator, because this overlaps with what is the current projector, and it lines with it. It lines up with it. So it's not that these movements are going to happen in this way. It's that they're going to cross paths, right, in space. meaning that the direction of where this is going is likely to go upwards, not to this ratio, but just the direction of it, which is pointing upwards. So that's a good indicator in my opinion. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. What up, Marco? How you doing, man? Anybody here moderating? Thank you. Thank you for your time and your efforts to help out the community and chill with the squad. Anybody that likes basically, you know, looking at cycles and fractals and all this jazz, guys, technical analysis, if you are genuinely interested in sharing your perspective at any given point, just let me know and I can bring you on and we could talk about it, man. Like, sometimes that's interesting to spice up the conversations, get other perspectives in the community, right? Because this isn't just about who's pushing this narrative out there. It's about bringing the community together and sharing each other's perspectives. And I don't mind at all bringing anybody in here to talk about whatever they want, right? And if I don't agree with you, or if you don't agree with me, that's fine. As long as we have a common ground and meet somewhere in the middle where we can understand each other's perspectives, that's all that matters. I think it really does help the community in the sense that, we know that there's not just one person out there giving you this, their findings or anything like that, but that you're also able to input and share whatever your feelings and your due diligence, right? Stuff like that, man. It's always interesting. So if anybody wants to ever do that, just hit me up on Twitter, or I don't know, I could bring you in on a Discord call, something like that, and we could just chat it up, man. It'll be fun. Yo, user, what's up? Yeah, Marco, have a great day, man, at class. Mac and Bees, what's up, man? Hola, papi. We were just talking about you, man. I was talking about how just how fractals work in general, and how when they hit that black hole, they start to they start to stretch along the way, but then once they hit the black hole, they will compress to basically nothing, making these fractals happen, right? These very, very fast-paced fractals that are happening. Very, very, just a hard way to predict the future price action, but still is interesting because once you find that fractal, it plays out and then it gives up on you at some point. But I don't know. It's interesting, man. We were definitely talking about you. Automated? Yeah. They're basically they're implemented within the cycle and within these option expiration dates and stuff. And not only that, but also used as a technical analysis manipulation to manipulate emotion, right, in the market. So it's all what it comes down to in the end. What does the black hole represent? So I guess I'll give you an example. So we're gonna go ahead and take this pattern. I'm gonna give you a prime example here because this is what I did before I did cycles. I focused a lot on patterns, which now people refer to as just fractals, but it's just a bars pattern. It stretched or whatever, however you want to look at it. But basically, what I was studying was this right here, this portion right here. And for those of you who were on my channel yesterday on the live stream, talked about how this looked very much like the green pattern, right? And I was trying to figure this out for a long time because the ratios were the same. If you look at this on a calculator, if you do the math on a calculator, this specific pattern is literally almost the same in the sense that the price up correlates with the bottoms, and also the time frame correlates with the price action, right? The only difference I found though was that when coming up with these, or the interesting thing I found was that, think about it this way: when you reach a black hole, I'm gonna try and represent this in like the easiest way possible. But like, let's say you're like running or hovering through space, right? And you reach a black hole. This is the black hole right here. Let's make that, we're gonna make that like this color right here. That's a black hole. So as you're running through space, right, your form doesn't change, or it hasn't changed at least until it hits that point, right? Once you start reaching this, what will happen is that this gravity that is basically pulling you towards the black hole, well, that's signaling that, hey, dude, you're getting way too close. So what happens here is that you start to stretch. So as you're getting closer and time is moving with you, you start to stretch, right? As you're getting closer and closer and closer. Then what happens is once you reach the black hole, you actually shrink all the way because it basically sucked you in. So even though you're moving, you're just chilling, right? Doing your thing. Once you get here, you slowly stretch until, into this like huge pattern. Or you could look at it the other way. If it's a huge pattern, you could be shrinking first, and then it can pop you into another universe or whatever, because we don't really know what happens after you reach a black hole. There's just theories, right? It's however you want to look at it. Once you cross that black hole, you basically shrink into nothing, or you become something else. And that's my whole theory with this is like, you can be just chilling, bro. You can be chilling in space. Okay, and you could just be doing your thing, right? At some point, you're gonna reach that black hole. It doesn't matter. At some point, you're gonna reach that black hole, and then this is what happens, right? You're so excited. Oh my God, I reached the black hole, and the price right here, like the price looks identical, and just on a larger macro. But then when you reach that, it fails you, right? This is upward pressure right here. Everything tracked until this point, and then it went down because you got sucked in, and now the black hole basically just dismembered all your body parts, and then you became something else, and the world forgot about you, and now it's tracking another fractal. So this is why we have to be careful with these, because they do fail at some point. So I hope that analogy helped anybody who was curious about how fractals and black holes relate to each other. But in a way, that's a good way to approach it, Mac and Bees, for sure. Whoever is controlling the price is for me, in my opinion, like, just think about it from, because okay, there's definitely, like, and this is something I've been wanting to say. I just don't want to, like, the last thing I want to do, guys. I hate when people take things the wrong way and stuff. I would like anybody to tell me that I'm doing something wrong and come at me in the sense that, hey buddy, like what you're doing doesn't seem right, or this is something I don't agree with, and I'm okay if people do that, because I want to learn from what I'm doing, right? If I'm doing something wrong, I want to know it. So I just want anybody who's doing this, right? I want you to tell me just the overall the purpose. I want you to tell me the purpose of why these patterns happen on a larger scale, and I want to know your reasoning for that. Not what the fundamentals say or like what other people are saying, but I want to know your specific reason as to why these patterns play out on a larger scale. Okay, because you can look at it from literally any point, man. Some people are gonna say, I don't know. They play out the same way, and I think that's a really, no offense, but the people that say they don't know why it's doing that, well, then you should not be charting larger fractals and smaller fractals for no apparent reason, because there's no correlation. There's no reason behind it. You should have a reason behind as to why these things are happening. So, in my opinion, it's like if you're going to be charting these different scaled fractals, not the same time, right? Because the patterns that I give you guys are they don't run into black holes because they're the same ratio. So they're not constantly running into black holes because the price is the only thing that's different, not the ratios. The ratios stay the same. However, fractals work differently. Fractals are constantly like evolving as they move through time, so they get larger and they get smaller and larger and smaller, and sometimes they flip too. So in my opinion, guys, the reason this is happening is because of two things. It could be technical analysis. It's just a way to basically construct a larger scale technical analysis to manipulate the price, this flag, right? Or the second reason being that there is, just on a smaller scale within like weekly options, there is a way, if this is like a 1 to 4 compared to this, it would make sense because weekly options are also 1 to 4 compared to monthly options. And then on a larger scale, it's going to be also 1 to 4, right? On the quadruple witching options. So it's all a 1 to 4, guys, in the end, as far as the fractals go. But they have to be 1 to 4. Chris, I love it, man. Jump on a Discord call, man. If you guys want to, if anybody in the chat ever wants to do a Discord, just let me know, and we'll hop on that shit, man, and we'll just fucking talk about this, because I genuinely want to know people's perspective. I want to know if you know about charts, if you know the deal here, if you know what's going on, and you also have a just an overall basis, because obviously, like, my channel is very specific in the sense that, you know, I believe there's a cycle happening and that it's following a 62 day movement, right? 62 days throughout the entire cycle. So if you're along the same page, or maybe you believe otherwise, or you want to sort of ask questions or whatever, we can jump on a Discord and we can talk about it, man. I think that it was implemented, and then based off of the implementation, it's AI at that point. So artificial intelligence is basically what runs the algo. It's not necessarily a human, because artificial intelligence is always going to be smarter, in the sense that it's gathering information as it goes by, right? This is why I said yesterday that the stock market is a never-ending personality, because as it's learning from human behavior every single day, that gets inflicted into the algorithm that will later happen in the future. So it's all going to be different every single day that this is gathering that information. It's going to change the structure of the stock market. But yeah, I mean, it was probably implemented years and years ago. It's AI, man, at this point. Artificial intelligence is the most powerful thing that we have right now in the world. I think it's honestly like, and I think it's a threat in a way, a threat to humanity, because there's just too much. There's too much available right now, specifically, that it will. And I'm not trying to get, like, you know, political or philosophical or whatever in any sort of way, but relating to the stock market, I guess I would say it's like, at some point when you have all these tools and that are able to basically find everything out for you, and these algorithms that can just run, like, basically math that back in the day took like millions of years to find out, and you can find that within like a fraction of a second. I think that's a threat, man. Yeah, yeah. No, I appreciate you, man. Let's go ahead and look at Amy at the 1 minute. I know I kind of went on a rant there, and I apologize if that is not what you guys are looking for. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, it's a tech war, man. Definitely is a tech war. It's like who can come up with the Google coming out with those like quantum computers, like, bro, that's insane. Like I can't even grasp in my mind like what that's going to do. Like I'm genuinely like just trying to understand, bro. Like what are we going to do, man? Just like how far technology has advanced over the past 10 years. Like if you're one of those like zillennials, man, like those like born in like 97 like I was, or like that, 90s, just 90s in general, where you basically grew up with like VHS, CDs and stuff like that, like, and then all of a sudden this like wave of technology like just hit you in the face, and now like it's just so freaking advanced. Like, bro, we're going to the metaverse now, man. Like, what do you got to say about that, man? You got to experience it basically all, and everybody else, like, obviously as well, like Gen X and millennials as well. But when you're in that specific cutoff where it's like you get to experience very little of what was basically no technology into like massive technology, it just, I don't know, man. It just makes you feel some type of way, let me tell you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, dude, well, remember it's all a theory because nobody knows who this, right, like who this composite woman is, or like who is this person that's controlling the price action. Nobody really knows. It could be shorts, it could be longs, it could be the government for all you know. It does it, dude. Nobody freaking knows, man. It's crazy. You can assume however you like it, but all I know is that we're currently trading at $20, and AMC was at $8.90 a year ago. So that's all I know, and that's kind of what makes me feel like at least at ease in that in the sense that we are currently here, man. Yeah, man, Brunex, yeah, dude. 2003, yeah, man. It's crazy. It's so fast. And that's the thing. It's too fast in my opinion. It's too fast. Like I said, part of me sometimes like I want to start like a podcast or something just to trade off like these perspectives with people, because I think a lot of people want to hear that specifically, and then like especially with just this, like the stock market in general, because dude, business does like it does run the world, man. Like money runs the world, and a lot of the times market structure is important when it comes to these things, and when you tie in technology to it and just like technological advancement and stuff like that, it's very important to yeah, to just understand the overall mechanics of the market and the manipulation behind it and what they're using that they're not giving us or telling us. All this stuff ties into that, man. And I don't know. It's what I need. And I'm sure you guys would like that too. Does it relate to Kyberia? Kyberia, is that how you say it? Does it relate to AMC, man, at any point? Because I focus on AMC only, dude. No disrespect or anything. Just I'm very loyal to AMC, and I only relate stocks that have any correlation with AMC. Nothing like I'm not going to be covering BBIG or anything right now because This is what the people want, at least in my channel. It's this is what we're here for. We're here for Amy. Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, with COVID and everything, obviously, like that definitely took some time away from our lives, man. Like just like you're right. It does feel it feels like 2 years, like just like on pause or something. It almost feels like it was on pause. It's very, very, very weird shift in reality. Want to know more about? Yeah, dude. No, Amy is holds that special place in my heart, right? So you want me to look at someone else, huh? Is that what you want me to do? I don't know, man. Let me hold up. I'm not gonna put it on the screen or anything. I'm gonna look at Weeble right now, just because, like I said, I want to stay loyal to Amy, but want to make sure you're not. What? How does it? Can you tell me how it relates to AMC? Like specific. Like, what did he say? What did that one dude say about how it relates to AMC? I know, right? Don't. I'm not cheating, man. I'm not cheating. I'm gonna stay loyal. Stay loyal. Love it. Love it. Oh yeah. Well, that's I don't know, for those of you who were not here earlier for the Doge comparison, the reason I compare Doge and not any other stock is because I've seen that specific track, and I've studied all these other stocks, man. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of stocks that do go hand in. For example, there's like Wish. Wish was one of those, as well as what was the other one they took down? Workhorse and Wish. They would trade back to back with each other. Like one of them would run and then the other one would run in like 5 days. That's typically how it works, just in the markets. It's like these small caps, mid caps, whatever. They all trade very much the same way. Just you can see it on the macro. It looks very similar, but on the micro, you can tell that they're like a couple days apart. But Doge is one specifically that is tracking. Here, I'll show you. I just pulled this up earlier, guys. For those of you who were not here for that, I just want to say this real quick so you guys know what I'm talking about. But this, whoa. Okay, hold up. Let me bring up this chart real quick. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So whoa. It like moved my chart around. What the heck? Okay, yeah. So you see these price actions, like here in red we have obviously downward pressure, and green or blue we have upward pressure, right? These are all spikes within the Doge chart that later follow on AMC. So you got one right here, and then 8 days later AMC spikes. One right here, 8 days later AMC spikes. One right here, 8 days later AMC goes down. One right here, 8 days later. Where's this one right here? Or this one is a little bit tricky because it goes up here. It also goes up here. So they both follow each other as well. I think it's 6 to 8 days on this one. Some of them though are 4. Some of them are 4 days. Some of them are 6. And then there was like 2 that were like 8. Right here, right here, right here, right here. So Doge is ahead when it comes to the price action that's happening. So what Dave had posted yesterday was like, hey dude, so now that we have, Doge tracking back AMC 2020, what is this looking like, right? Like Doge is going up now, so does that mean that we're gonna go up? And I said, well, history basically suggests that there is like correlation in the very, very distinct price movements, like these spikes, right? That are very much there. Not on the micro level, but on the macro, you could see that these are very heavy spikes to the downside and the upside, which does say that there's a possibility that next week we are going to get that run up now. Like not like a major run up or anything like the squeeze, but like the next leg up. And if you look at it just from a like that wedge perspective that I was talking about, it would kind of make sense, because if you guys saw that video that I posted on the scenario, it would do something like this, man. And if it was that it did play out 8 days later or 4 days later or whatever, then we would start to get a run up next week. So it would be around, whoa, it would be around right here. And this is not financial advice or anything, but whoa, no, it would be around right here. So it would be closer to like midweek next week, that they would start to sort of bring this price action to the upside, which makes a lot of sense. So we'll see. It's not, don't take this, please take this with a grain of salt, okay? But where is, okay, yeah, I had something basically playing out like this. For those of you that are still wondering and haven't seen that video yet, but it was breaking out of this wedge and establishing some support here, and then starting to go up slowly, creating like very like mini versions of what this projector pattern is, right? Establishing the projector and then going up March. And this was supposed to be the scenario based off of options and fib levels. So if you guys haven't watched that video, go watch it, man. It's pretty dope in the sense that it gives you an idea of what could happen, okay? And I'm gonna be posting multiple ones, so don't nobody hold me to that I made this prediction, because that's not my prediction whatsoever. It's just a scenario. It's something that could happen. All right. Since you're saying it relates to AMC, Kibra, I'm just gonna pull it up real quick, because you keep saying it does relate to AMC. So I'm gonna compare it, actually, because I'm not going away. I'm not straying away from AMC. AMC's right here, but I'm here to answer your guys' questions and understand what you want to show. So I'm gonna do that for you, okay? All right, so what were you saying, buddy? Bogus, Chris. Bogus. Bogus, man. Why you gotta do me like that? I feel like I'm very loyal, okay? I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to understand. I'm not pushing any stocks. He just said that there's a correlation apparently between these two, but if I don't find that, buddy, I'm gonna be shutting this down, all right? Because like I said, I'm loyal to Amy. What, I understand that there's this line, but what does this have to do, really, man? With what does this have to do with AMC, though? I mean, this is going down right now, and this went up. This went up. I don't really see the correlation, man. Like, are you saying we're like right here or something, and then this could happen? I mean, this is what Doge is saying, though. Like, Doge went up right here, and then this happened back here. So Doge is this is the reason why I'm tracking Doge, is because Doge has a more relatable structure in that sense. I'll look into his video, and then we'll come back to that on Tuesday. When I have more time. Just right now, I'm gonna focus on AMC. I appreciate your question, though, and I'm, like I said, guys, I'm here to I'm here to see your perspective, right? So if you're saying that it does have some sort of correlation, and because of that one guy that said that, then I'll look into it on my own time, just so we don't stray away, right, of Amy, because some people they're getting jealous. Okay, there's too much jealousy in the chat right now. Thank you, Macro, for that. Appreciate you, man. Oh lordy, who Brandon? Brandon. What are you doing, man? Appreciate the mods. We had a little shill incident. Anybody in the chat? I love you. Let's look at Amy right now. See what she's up to. You know that's the first shill I feel like that's came in this chat. I don't know. Man, these shills, bro. See, like I appreciate the perspective. If you're gonna come here and disagree with me, I love you. I appreciate you. I want to know why you disagree with me. But don't come in here telling anybody to sell without any concrete evidence or anything like that. Cause then obviously like get out of here, bro. I'm sorry, but like you can't just do that. You gotta be nice about it and tell me why you believe that, not just throw numbers in the chat. So intraday, yeah. Thank you, mods. Props, elephants to the mods for helping out. That's what you guys are awesome, because you are able to keep these negative vibes away from here, right? Because only positive vibes in the chat. Okay, well, K-Mets, I want to know why you believe that. I understand that you're tired of this, but remember, feelings aside, buddy. Feelings aside, okay? Facts only. I understand your frustration is what I'm saying. I understand it, but you also have to know that even though you're frustrated and you need to keep those basically you need like the movement here is like it needs to be positive, right? We can't just all of a sudden become negative about what's happening, or else that's the FUD, man. That you think about it, like even if we're at these low levels, there's no reason to be upset and in like like basically saying that to the chat or posting on Twitter or something that you're upset because, well, bro, I understand, but this has been an ongoing thing for months, man. Like this isn't anything new. This has been going forever, and that's like I said. No, hey, bro, I appreciate what that like your frustration. I understand it, but we have to be a little bit hard-headed, man, in the sense that like whatever your conviction is, man, you kind of have to, no offense, but you kind of have to keep that to yourself. In the sense, like, if you're upset, you really do have to just stay with the movement and be positive about it, or just go through with it with your own decisions, man, that you've made. Because remember, we can't steer this negativity within the community, because then it does create unnecessary, like, FUD and unnecessary fear. So that's not what this is about, man. We got to stay positive, all right? No, bro, come on, man. I've had this conversation with so many people. If you think that my name is not ironic, then I'm sorry, you're wrong. My name is completely ironic, 1,000%. That's the whole point of the channel, is to not trade with your emotions. It's please, irony. It's on my Twitter. It's the ultimate quote. Okay, the irony in the name is real. Believe it. Still love you, though. Yes, sub how's the boss? You're right, my guy. A lot of us are could feel that way, but we are able to manage that and control it, because how long has this been going on for? Forever. Okay? So what's the point in keeping that pessimistic, right, mindset? There's no freaking point. Just stay positive, bro. We know what we know. We know what we know. Abraham Lincoln. We are still tracking Wyckoff accumulation. This is the spring in the phase C. You can look at it in that way, sure, but that could be how you could look at it, man, if this is going to be the spring. However, I personally don't use Wyckoff to make these predictions or assumptions, because 9 out of 10, man, it hasn't played out in that sense. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to spread any hate or anything like that, man, but a lot of people thought the spring was back here, and it wasn't. So it's just not something that I like to use to assume that something's going to go up. It is likely that this is now going to be the spring, because, well, how many times have we came down? Just assuming from a macro perspective, how many times were they able to take this down here, right? It's safe to assume that this is probably going to be that macro or that spring that we are going to come down and bounce up. But I don't know, man. It's just at least in this channel, I try not to look at things from that point of view. You could look at it that way, man. Yeah, and respect to that. You could look at it that way, definitely. And that's what I keep saying, is that this is probably going to be what the Wyckofians say is that massive spring. But I always take very, very little faith in the way I see just the Wyckoff schematics, because they can play out. Yes, they can play out. Just in general, it's an overall picture of what could play out, but you never know at what time frame. You know, some people look at it on the intraday. Some people look at it on the 2-hour. Some people look at it on the 15-minute chart. It's like there's a million possibilities is how you can look at it. But if you just really take a peek at the macro level, instead of trying to figure out what's going to happen in here and second guess yourself 23 times, you can just say, okay, well, we can be in this, you know, descending wedge, and then wait until that descending wedge closes and pops up, instead of trying to figure it out on the micro and saying that we're going to come up here and then here and then here and then here and then here. That's my only problem with Wyckoff. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that trying to predict it every single day is just extremely hard. It's very, very hard. Options are very tricky, especially right now. Options are obviously, remember, Ivy Crush week. Very, very bad. Very bad of an Ivy Crush, my guy. They really, really screwed this up. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Whoever has options, not financial advice, but this AMC is one of those plays that they manipulate the heck out of it with options, and a lot of people go in on options thinking that, you know, at some point we are going to get an IV spike or something and they're going to make money off of that, but just trying to predict that is extremely hard. Lynn ML, what would be the worst case if there was a scenario for the worst case? The worst case, man. The thing is, I don't believe in like a worst case, to be honest with you, just because of the way AMC is structured. We were in a really nice flag for a while, and now we're in a descending wedge. This is a descending wedge, man, and it is a nasty one with heavy divergence because the volume is dying out. This is going to pop like a mother, okay? When it gets extremely close to that, this is not just going to keep falling down. Look, I'm going to give you a worst case. If it does not play out a descending wedge, okay? If this does not pop soon, then this is nasty, bro. Just the setup here is nasty, and if we did pop to the downside and went to like $10, then this would be probably sideways for a while. That is just my truth. I'm not going to lie to you guys about that, but if it does cross a point at which the wedge does not look like a wedge anymore, it is going to be very bearish, in my opinion. Just because at that point we would cross multiple support lines. There's the right here at the $20 mark. That's one, and then there is one right here. These are all support levels. So if we ever cross these guys, and this just for whatever reason keeps going down, then whatever institution knew that this was going to happen, and it would prolong everything a lot more. And I'm not looking, I don't think this is going to happen. You asked for a worst case, and I'm giving you a worst case. I don't think this is going to happen, though. That's insane. That would be so nasty, bro. It would make absolutely no sense for these institutions to play with the price action in this way. Why didn't they just short it all the way to $1 back here then, you know? It makes no sense. Like, why didn't they just bring this up here and then just bring it down like that? The fact that they kept it into a flag form, right? This is all you need to know. The fact that they made this flag is all you need to know. Why'd they make the flag? Why didn't they just short it back here? Yeah, it's always going to be trapping bulls and shorts. That's the whole thing. You have your this is what we were making. This is the analogy we were making yesterday. But if you take, I don't know if we have. Can we use? Okay, so yeah, you got your little fish, right? So think about it this way. These are your retail traders right here. Happy little retail traders. Okay? They're like, what they're saying is, can't wait for the squeeze. System is corrupt. System is, I don't know, I'm gonna say messed up because that's, I can't swear or anything, right? But these guys, what they're saying is, this is what retail is saying right now, right? Then you have, this is retail right here. Wait, let me put this in perspective for you guys so you know what's happening. Retail. So above retail, so retail is going to be buying in when this is what creates FOMO, okay? Above retail, you have your shorts and your longs, okay? So you have your larger institutions, but basically the guys that are like fucked in this. Citadel, them, all of them. So they are going to be a, what are we going to do for them? They're bugs. They're gonna be little bugs because they're just gross. I don't know. They got themselves screwed over. These guys. These guys are the shorts. Okay? So over leveraged. They said AMC is worth a penny, right? That's what they said. These guys are the over-leveraged shorts, right? And this is retail. So if you look at it on a scale, right, they have more power than retail. What retail thinks is that these guys are controlling the price action, right? And this is one theory that nobody knows because we don't know how much money these guys have. But what we do know is that they don't have more money, that they're not the strongest hedge funds in the world. A lot of people think that Citadel is like the strongest hedge fund and that they hold the most amount of money, but the reality is that they don't. They're not the top hedge fund. So now it goes 1, 2, right? But then there's a bigger, there's a larger person at play, right? And this is we're gonna call this is going to be right here. Yeah, that's gonna creep some of you out, but there is a larger institution out here. So if you got your retail, you've got your over leveraged shorts, and then you have your larger institutions. And what do these guys do? Large. Nobody knows. Nobody knows who they are. This is honestly like, actually a good way to put this is, this might actually make sense. But these guys are, oh shit, okay. These guys are anonymous. I don't even know how to spell anonymous. What the hell? Is that how you spell it? No. Is that how you spell it? Okay, whatever. We're just gonna do that. These guys are anonymous. Alright? And they are the guys with the big bucks. So these guys have the most amount of money. Right? And what we do now is, well, let's take a big old cash here. They have the most amount of money. Right? So they are the ones that, this is the theory, that these guys are controlling and playing this puppet show between these guys and these guys, right? If that makes sense to anybody in the chat. Generally trying to make you understand why this is a possibility and why this might be true. All right? We don't know this. It's a theory. But the fact that retail is basically blaming these guys for being over leveraged. Yes, you have your point right. You're correct that these guys got themselves in trouble. But then there was a bigger whale that came in the picture and said, hey, there is some good chance, there's a good opportunity here for us because, well, we have a lot of money. And I don't know, man, we can prolong this hypothetical squeeze that these guys think is going to play out, which we also believe could play out because, well, these guys are stupid, right? So what they are doing now is they are controlling the price action along the way, creating psychological levels as well as technicals that are playing out. And basically, like I said, playing this puppet show. They are controlling the price. They are trying to figure out how they're going to short this and sort of, they're shaking, man. These guys are scared. They're super scared. We're obviously confused here. We're just holding, right, and doing our thing and just chilling and waiting for this to go down. And these guys are just basically, they're the ones that know when everything's going to go down. They're the ones that we should honestly be scared about, man. Like, these guys they're the narcissists, in my opinion. Even though the shorts are basically the guys that got in trouble, we don't know if they're controlling the price action. These guys are the narcissists, man. So I don't know. I want to know anybody's opinion on this, but this is something that that I had a chat with, like Father and Booksy and them on the chat, and this is something they brought up. So credit to them because they definitely made me think about this in a different way, right? They were like, well, Composite Woman is actually a large institution. It's anonymous. It's somebody that we don't know. This could be BlackRock. This could be the government. This could be, I mean, this could be also, it could be Citadel and all these other companies, but we don't know. What we do know is that the government is stronger than Citadel. We know that BlackRock and Vanguard are both stronger than Citadel, way stronger. And they are long AMC. We see that with the amount of shares that they currently hold of AMC. So what can you basically like suggest, right? When you have this information that these people hold long positions, whereas right Citadel and all these smaller hedge funds don't own like long shares like they do. Oh, did I say AMC is with a penny? Bro, what the heck, bro? Come on, bro. What are you doing? We need that autocorrect here on TradingView. Get on that, bro. Yeah, anonymous. And let's say these guys said opportunity. Let's play puppets. Puppet show. That's basically what these guys are doing, right? Creepy, just like, look at that smile, bro. Evil. Evil. They're in my opinion, these guys are truly the problem, not these guys. Because these guys, honestly, like, bro, just think about it this way. Even if these guys, like, really wanted to, like, some of these guys wanted to probably cover back here, but couldn't, because these guys were, like, bringing the, basically controlling the price action while they were at it, man. Like, it's just it's such a funny thing to like think about, that how these guys are basically like, it's crazy how these guys are manipulating the whole system because these guys are just trying to get it done with and over, and they just won't let it happen. basically what's happening, dude. Honestly, and I don't know, man. It's just a theory that they have, and it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Just kind of looking at things from a different perspective. All right, let's go ahead and look at Amy on the 1 minute. She's looking good. But who's excited for next week? Because next week is literally, it's the start of a new cycle. And man, I'm excited. I am so excited for next week because it's going to, I mean, just the end of the day today is going to basically, just make a good, I guess, suggestion on how the price action is going to look like in the future. But next week, man, next week is exciting. It's the streaming platform I use, man, Mikey. It's basically an overlay on the charts that I use through like Thinker, or not Think, I'm sorry, through TradingView. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Red Dragon, ask away, man. Ask away. Yeah, of course. Baldy 385, of course, man. Yeah, they're excited, but remember, it's hedging their positions with everything they basically got themselves in with. But also, it's a way for not only shorts but these larger, right, anonymous institutions to also hedge some of their positions because they're also risking. Something could happen, but they do hold a lot of power because of the amount of money they have controlling the overall price action of AMC. But they're also short at certain points within the cycle because if they're able to keep the price where it's at, they have to short it too. And, with shorting, it's unlimited risk. Little Rico. Love it, man. Love it. Yeah, Amy's trying to get up. Yeah, it's trying to go up. And it does seem like we're going to be getting some sort of breakthrough right now. Hopefully this is not going to be like a sort of, I don't know what you would call this, but a pattern to the downside. This is a V, so it's typically bullish. What you get here is something like this. Once you create a V pattern, that's extremely, extremely bullish. So maybe you'll come back down, create some resistance, and then come back up again. Typically what happens with Vs. Anybody that just joined the live stream, welcome. So Jake Clark, the back to your point, man. That's a really good question, by the way. Really good question, but I'm going to show you why they're not doing that. If you were a large institution, like put yourself in their shoes, right? If you were these guys right here, you have to think about the risk tolerance, right? Okay, so he talks about you have to think about it from a institutional perspective. These guys, their risk tolerance is different, right? Because, well, hedge funds, their risk tolerance is just like if you took financial institutions as a course, you know that hedge funds have the most risk tolerance. So they don't care about risk, man. This is why they get themselves stuck in these positions, because they risk a lot of money. But when you have larger institutions, these guys are typically safer in the sense that they have a lot more money already, and they don't have to have, you know, that much risk in the investments that they make. So what happens here is these guys are looking at this as an opportunity because they're not over leveraged in AMC. They're long AMC. They know that this is going to go up eventually. So what they do is that based off of retail behavior and the amount of basically information they have on these synthetic shorts and everything that they know that we don't know, what they are saying is that we can control the price action for this amount of time. And throughout this, we can make money. We can make money off of options. We can make money off of just like mainly options, honestly, throughout the entire movement. These guys are super happy, man, that they're able to do that. They're able to make, like, prolong this thing for basically forever. Not forever, but until it reaches a point where they can't do it anymore. Because they don't have all the money in the world, but they have a lot of money to be able to keep the price where it's at. Joanna, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Dave is awesome, man. I love that guy. We're kind of trading back and forth on this Doge thing. I did talk about it a little bit earlier ago, and talked about how the price action was basically following this the same price movement to the upside and the downside about 4 to 8 days apart. So that has me definitely bullish towards next week. Just, you know, going, not squeezing or anything next week, but starting to come up again, right? Breaking out of this wedge that we're currently in. So that's D Gavin. Basically, your question is like, do I think that letting them go, you know, price lower would help them close their positions? It depends on where these guys went in. Right? In my opinion, these guys found that opportunity down here, and they were the ones that sort of helped bring the price action up right here, right? Because from what we know is that what the SEC had released, right, a couple months ago, was that this was purely just FOMO. Okay, that retail came in here, whoever came in, buyers, institutions, whatever. This was pure FOMO. Shorts didn't cover. So all you have to look at, man, is the short interest. The short interest has very much stayed practically the same. It's been around the 15 to 22 range forever now, and it hasn't changed. And it doesn't include, right, the short synthetics, synthetic shares and stuff like that. So that's very important too. So yeah, man, you know, they're probably looking to come in at some point, depending on the overall cycle of AMC and where these option expiration dates align, to be able to make money along the way. But they know at some point they are going to ramp this thing up and basically screw all the shorts that were in on AMC, and then whoever gets in on that, well, you're making your money, right? Yeah, Jay, for sure, man. Let's update the Fourier transform real quick. Let's see what we got going on here. This thing picks up something every single day, and it's dope. Okay, all right, interesting. So it is picking up the inverse now. This is very, very, very interesting. Wow. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to have to look into that for next week. Especially once the day is over, man. I'm super excited about this. I'll be posting a video on Sunday, guys. Talking about basically just the overall stance, and conviction still doesn't change. Conviction is still the same. And what we can basically assume moving forward with AMC. These are the patterns that we'll be following on next week. Okay, we have December. We have October. These are 2 months apart, guys, by the way. August. And this is May, but it's part of the June. Oh shit. Okay, it's May, but it's part of the June run up. So it's always going to be the June, or I'm sorry, the June cycle. Green, right? So we're going to be looking at these patterns next week because they are the start of the 62-day cycle, and this is what basically we would be tracking. But right now, from just looking at the overall cycle, we are tracking it inverse, as you guys can see down here, and we are on this tail. So if you just take this pattern, it's today 14th, yeah. There it is, inverse. If we mirror it again, there it is. Welcome back, Mr. Fumble. Would you look at that? We broke out of the V. And we are going up. We are going up. Elephant's in the chat. Elephants in the chat. I think there was a sort of glitch or something on the YouTube thing, because dude, I literally, it ended my stream and then the video wasn't even copyrighted or anything on the music. So I don't know, it was a glitch, man. I was pissed off on YouTube because they just cut me off. I was like, bro, what are you doing? Elephants in the chat. Amy's really liking these elephants, guys, so give her the elephants. All of them. All right. All right, guys. Well, we are currently tracking to the upside, which is real nice for Amy. I think she's doing us good right now. Be a nice end of the week, of this Ivy Crush week that she's been doing to us, right? Very neutral. Very, very neutral. Yo, Mac and Bees, your question was, what's the use of knowing which pattern comes next week? I thought the order in which they appear is unstable, excluding the projector. So it's just confirmation. It's more confirmation of the cycle, right? Because from what I have on the 62-day cycle, it's specifically put in place that we're following this right, this 62-day cycle that's happening. And what does that tell me? Well, if there's more confirmation that these patterns keep repeating themselves over and over again, then it's easier to assume that something is going to happen in the future because they keep happening, right? There's been four instances that have already basically confirmed that this cycle is happening in some sort of way. The blue pattern, multiple times already, 4 times. The projector pattern that is basically spread out in its own way. And then these larger macro movements to the downside or the upside that scream, right, covering or shorting. So it's yes, it's basically it's the fact that we are starting this new cycle, and the patterns basically aligning to what these spikes or downward trends, how they correlate with each other. That is what's going to ultimately let me know, all right, we are nearing the blue pattern, or we're nearing the this red version of the pattern, or the projector. That really helps, man. It really does, and it's helped me in the past structure these scenarios that are happening. So, I mean, and like I said, a prime example of this is this pattern right here, right? You can tell, like, this is posted on Twitter this for a really long time, telling you how these were specifically being tracked with each other, in the sense that, right? Whoa. Right? These specific movements, right, that are very much coordinated on the same time frame. Not a fractal. This is a cycle. And then, right, you got your unexpected volume that will shift the algorithm within a short time frame. So these two do that right there. And then right here again, when there's little volume, you will see the algorithm not play as hardly as all these other patterns, right? So it's just part of the cycle, man. It's part of the cycle. Nothing will ever be identical to a T. Nothing. It's not how the stock market works. But everything, according to options, will never change the time sequence of it, because options are exactly days apart, right? Exactly 62 months apart, or a month apart, or a week apart. So we can't deny that, right? Mac and Bees, these are not fractals, man. These are patterns. If you've been with me and you've seen all the cycle, me breaking down basically the cycle over all these videos, I'm gonna be posting a video soon about basically talking about this cycle right here. But all this is this entire sequence right here, unchanged in time. That's all it is, right? Obviously, the ratio is the same, but it's put in a way so that you can clearly see, right? That's why these are split up, because the ratio is exactly the same, but you need to understand that you need to be able to see these patterns so it's more clear to the eye, right? That's why I split it up in 3 sections. But yeah, that's all it is, man. It's just this entire sequence right here, repeated every 2 months. So it's not a fractal, because fractals are this and that. That's a fractal, because now what you did is you didn't change the ratio, but you changed the length, you changed the width. So in fractals, you change the width and the height. In my scenario, you're only changing the height, which is not a fractal, because you're not changing the time, you're only changing the price, which obviously makes sense. So, and Mac and Bees, I don't know if you were here for that for the scenario I was giving about these fractals, but fractals, man, like, I'm telling you, before I was doing this cycle thing, I was studying this specific fractal right here on the larger scale, and this is literally the green projector right here. It's the same fucking pattern. And if you take this and you study fractals and you think that you're following a certain structure, that's where you're wrong, because it doesn't always, it doesn't matter if the algorithm is going to speed it or not. At some point, it's going to fail you. That's what people need to understand and push out. At least push this message out so people aren't like losing money doing this. Right there. Fractal. Right there. It didn't complete that cycle, right? We stopped it right here, and that's where it got sucked into a black hole and said, no, I'm not going to follow you anymore. Fractals will play out for a certain amount of time, and then they will get eaten by black holes and disappear. The big dog, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, I know, man. I know. The good news and that I have been talking about, man, the good news is that we are coming up to what is this new cycle, right? Let me pull it up real quick because it's not in here. There it is. So we are nearing this projector on the next cycle, which, like I said, I said on the last video, it doesn't mean much in the sense that we're going to be tracking this or whatever, but it's a new cycle. So there's going to be new movements. And obviously, like the one that I look forward to the most is always the blue pattern, because it's basically what makes up this entire sequence. So yeah, I had mentioned last week too that that it was going to be an Ivy Crush week, a very boring week in the sense that we wouldn't get any like price action to the upside or anything like that in a very dramatic way. So right now, as you can see, right, like the what I had mentioned last week, basically what I said was that we could possibly get this like spike up here, and then they would trade it sideways, right? Collecting all the premium that they sold from those options. That didn't play out because the algorithm shifted, right? So we did this, we played out this specific pattern back here, which is fine. But we still traded sideways, and we still came down towards the end of the cycle peak. So now what I'm looking forward to is the repetition of what is supposed to be this August pattern following this specific cycle back here. So, like I said, it does not mean that we're gonna come back up on Monday on Tuesday or whatever. But it is an indicator of bullish momentum, at least towards the beginning of the week. And then from there, I'm able to sort of create a better picture as to what is to come, right? Dude, my conviction hasn't changed, man. The big dog, my conviction is still that we are going to come up. We are at very low price levels right now, and people seem to be afraid. And look, I understand your frustration, bro. I've been in this play for over a year, man. I understand. It's just at some point you do have to look at it from like a technicals level too, and sort of make that judgment yourself, right? They can play with our emotions too if they really want to and break this to the downside. But how long have we been tracking down? We've been tracking down for a really long time. I am not going to change my conviction until we break the wedge. If we break the wedge, then I'll change my conviction and tell you something else, and then tell you that it's going to take a while or whatever to go to the upside. But right now, I'm not going to do that because we're still in this descending wedge that is extremely bullish, man. Descending wedges are very bullish. I'll show you on the macro level here what a descending wedge will do, but so a descending wedge has a divergence that is lower. So what happens is, right, you have your patterns here, right? Bouncing off of these walls. And at some point, you break out of that wedge, right? Because the volume starts to decrease very much, and that's a very bullish signal. If there's not enough volume coming in, retail and investors are going to look at that as an opportunity. Like, dude, these levels are low, man. Like, what's going on with that? And descending wedge shows that for you. So even if we came down to 18 on Tuesday, I think we would bounce back and create the, follow this sort of pattern back here. Yeah, I mean, you guys also have to think about it from that perspective, right? In December, it was obviously holiday. The volume starts to dry because there's a lot of Thanksgiving and Christmas, New Year's. There's a lot of time off of the stock market. People are spending time with their families and stuff. That's why historically the beginning of the year, so not so much early January, but like towards the end of January, early February, mid January sometimes, it starts to pick up a little bit more. Following my scenario about how we could possibly start to go up in March, we also have to think about taxes, man. Like, when people do their taxes, a lot of people are getting money from taxes, especially the retail that actually comes in on meme stocks, because they're college students, and typically with college students, a lot of the times they actually get money back. They don't have to pay money. So you have to think about who is buying AMC and who is putting their money in on AMC, and sort of logistics behind that. But all of that means that you have to think about, like, when people are getting paid, when they have their bills due. Like, the algorithm takes all of this knowledge in to create what are these patterns and these option dates and stuff. Yeah, Amy's looking nice. Oh, wow. Look at her. Yeah, it's very likely that we will close around that $21 area today. In my opinion, not financial advice, but just by the looks of it, it almost seems like it's wanting to go there. We might go up to like 21, 24, and then they'll bring it down and play this psychology game here, and we'll end at like 2103. 2103 or 2097. It's literally what happens, guys. They always try and reach those prices early on, like at what is it right now? 222. They'll bring it up here, and then people think it's going to go up, and then they buy the 25s because they think it's going to go up, and then they just trade sideways at 21, and then they fight. They're gonna fight from 2102 to 2097. I feel like that's where they're gonna keep it. If not, then they're chasing that $20 level. It's one or the other. They're chasing the 21 or the 20. Hey, hey, hey. Kim, Matt, you're a funny dude, man. You're a funny dude. Yeah, I hate when the market closes too, Mr. Fumble. It's unfortunate that we have Monday off, but I mean, at the same time, I don't know. It gives you a little bit of time to just chill, right? Patty Mac, it's not a gamma squeeze or anything like that, but I think that since there are a lot of in the money options as well as out of the money, I think we are going to see some price movement to the upside. But that's remember it's a 4-day week, so if it's going to happen, it's probably going to happen around Wednesday, in my opinion. We might get maybe a small push to the downside on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we start to go up. And I don't know, it could be a nice week. Basically, this is my theory of it. Okay, a lot of people think, a lot of people think we're gonna squeeze next week because it's just there's a big option chain thing, and it's the 21st, and a lot of people think that. So the hedge funds are able to use this as leverage, okay? Because they've already planned this ahead. They might bring the price up to a kind of wow level, maybe like 30 or something, if they really feel like it. And then a lot of people are going to go in on these out of the money options where they can keep even more and have more on those premiums. Like they're just gonna ramp up the IV and then keep more on those premiums and then just short it again right by the 21st. It just typically is what they do, man. It's a really ugly game. But who knows? Who knows what they have in store? It could go the opposite way, man. That's why I'm waiting for just this day to end so that I could study the charts a little bit more, and then we are coming to the projector pattern and next cycle. So that's super, super exciting. Yo. I don't want to. So if there are rumors about that, man, I remember there's always going to be some sort of like rumors, right? Like steering in the just staring around in the community, and people are gonna think like YouTubers are shills and stuff like that. I don't think so. I think that there is just a lot of pressure on those guys, and I mean this in like a just think like looking at it from their perspectives, and what they're doing is that they've been pushing this narrative for so long, and they've been beat down over and over and over again because they have a conviction and it's just not happening yet. So from their perspectives, man, you have to think about it. If you're going to be giving out price actions and advice or anything like that where you believe something is going to happen and it doesn't, well, then they just, human emotion, it tends to sort of close down, and like you sort of suppress those emotions by not streaming or by not posting about that anymore because you feel so bad about it. That's typically what I believe, just like in general with anybody who's been pushing this thing and saying that, oh, we're gonna go up to these dates. I mean, dude, a lot of the times we're gonna be wrong, right? But that's okay. It's just as a YouTuber, you want to bring the community together. Is just what I'm trying to do, at least. It's just bring everybody together and so you guys understand the possibilities, not necessarily give you a prediction, like one prediction, and just go based off of that, but give you multiple scenarios so that you're able to kind of pick at it from your own perspective. Thank you, Joanna. Very, very sweet. It could, yeah, it's definitely a psychological trap, man. It's, it plays out, whatever, but it's safe to stay skeptical, right? Because you never know, man, what they have behind the doors, but just based off of just history and how they've been able to manipulate these technicals and these price actions, when retail thinks that something is going to go down, it typically just doesn't happen. There would be way too much money. Like when you see these things happen, guys, they slowly occur, and once they set up, it quickly happens to where like a lot of people just miss out, unfortunately, on what's happening. Right, the June run up, we had that projector. A lot of people were like really excited, and then the projector fell down for a couple days, and then it just started ramping up from there. And that's why I strongly believe that we have to set up. We have to set up for this play. We have to set up for this projector to be good to go. Right now, we're looking good though. As far as the end of the week. Yeah, I mean, Chris, I don't know if people are doing that. Not specifically me. Nobody said that to me or anything. But if that's the case, man, yeah, at that point, you do have to close off your stuff like that, because, well, that, just imagine the pressure that puts on somebody. Like, nobody should be sending those messages. First of all, it's not the correct thing to do. Yeah, Little Rico. There, I can't imagine that either, man. And in no way am I like near that publicity at whatsoever. Like I'm a very small account, a little bit more intimate in the sense that I like to actually talk to everybody in the chat and get everybody's input. But it's scary when you when people are kind of throwing all that at your face and expecting a sort of manipulating you into like answering them and giving them whatever it is that they're looking for. It's messed up. It really is. But that's exactly why I think, man, that these YouTubers they kind of stray away from that, and it's unfortunate because, to an extent, it does sort of numb the excitement in the community that we need, right? We need everybody to stay positive about what's happening, optimistic, not pessimistic, and a lot of people tend to bring this down by being pessimistic about things. Conviction shouldn't change. Just ignore all these, I'm sorry, like, people should stay on track and work with their emotions and what they are doing to themselves. If you're doing something wrong, it's not YouTube or the system that did that to you. It's unfortunately you that did that to yourself. You were the one that made whatever decision you made. And like I said, guys, this is exactly why I give multiple scenarios. Because obviously when people are going on YouTube and Twitter and stuff like that, they're looking for some sort of a perspective, something to look at where they can place their own feelings towards something and create their own perspective of it, right? And what I try and do is give you a lot more room to work with so that you do whatever it is that you're going to do, right? I don't tell you what to do. I'm not going to give you financial advice, but I'm showing you what it is that I'm finding. And if you appreciate that, then great. Okay? If you don't, then great. Whatever. But you guys have to be, right? Everybody has to be very safe in the way that things happen, and then you can't blame other people for anything. The only person you can blame is yourself. But that is just the truth, man. That is just the truth. Yeah, man. I mean, I love those guys, dude. Anybody who's like Trey and Matt were basically the what started this whole thing in the first place with the DD that they were able to sort of find all over Twitter and Reddit and stuff like that. They were the YouTubers that pushed the message out. Not necessarily found out what was happening, but they pushed that narrative out and basically got this whole community to sort of start this investigation, right? Just with everything going on. So it's just sad, man. Yeah, it's sad that people are like messaging him and stuff. That is not cool. Super, super not cool, man. Very inconsiderate of people to do that. And then very inconsiderate of people to like push like these false rumors as well as to what they're doing, and that's so unfair, dude. Chris, you are the clown in the class, aren't you, man? You are funny. You funny dude. Yeah, of course. This all comes down to deep fucking value for sure, man. I mean, that Kitty man, yeah, he's the god in this for sure. We owe it to him, right? Overall, this all comes down to the GameStop guys and the whole thing that happened, right? But right now we're tracking AMC and like I said, guys, I mean, the movements are should be together because they're sympathy plays, right? Whatever happens with whoever triggers first is ultimately what's going to start this whole thing, because they are sympathy plays. Again, yeah. Yeah, guys. No, thank you for coming in, Mr. Fumble. Awesome. So yeah, guys, my conviction again does not change as far as what's going to happen right now. It's very very sideways trading throughout the entire week, and it has been, and yeah, that has not changed. But what we are going to look into is next week. 'Cause next week is extremely important, and yeah, I just want to sort of paint that for you guys on Sunday. I'll be posting a video, and hopefully on Monday as well, even though the market's not going to be a thing. It'll be a thing on Tuesday. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining the stream today. And I hope you guys had a dope day. And keep your heads up, all right? Keep those emotions where they need to be. And everything is going to be okay in the end, all right? Just stay safe. And I love you guys. And you guys are dope, all right? Thank you for being with us today, guys. Love you. You guys have an awesome rest of your week. Bye-bye.